Thank you all for joining us this evening. We're going to get this November DAC general meeting going tonight in respect for everyone's time. My name is Brittany D. Foley, and I'm this year's DAC chair. I'm happy to be with you guys today. And first and foremost, I want to thank you guys for taking time out of your day after a hectic election and a hectic few months to come work together with the community in the school. I know feelings are mixed, but let's try to come together to reaffirm our shared commitment to the students at KCPS and the communities that they live in. Okay. And how we like to start out these meetings is on good notes. So starting last year, we like to take about 10 minutes of our time out for schools to give us kudos, to give their kudos and any updates that are happening at the KCPS campuses. So it seems like we have one person signed up. We have a Stephanie from Melcher. Is Stephanie here? Okay. And is there anyone else wanting to give an update about what's going on in their schools? All right, we got someone coming.
Hello, I'm Dr. Shelton from Melcher Elementary. I'm going to try to stand in for Miss Stephanie, who's running behind. I would like to share that we've done our general election, so our children actually took part of electing the president. And the 4th through 6th grade actually voted on the presidents that were running, the people that were running for office, and 3 of the questions that was on our ballot. Needless to say, they did not get their wish, but then for some of us, we didn't either. The K through 3rd grade voted on Captain America and Wonder Woman. Captain America won hands down. They are all still very excited about their opportunity to participate in the political realm. So they really enjoyed that activity. They had to register to vote. They had voter ID cards. They had to go to their assigned polling place to vote. And they were not allowed to be a pollster, so they couldn't stand out and pass out information to the other students. It was a lot of work. It looked good on paper, but it was a lot of work, but the kids enjoyed it.
Thank you. That's good. Getting the kids ready for the future and everything they need to know in order to vote. So thank you, Melcher, for that. Is there any other school that would like to give a small update? All right.
Hi, everyone. Good evening, or it's an evening. So great to be with everybody here. So I'm Sarah Jackaway. I'm part of the Hale Cook Elementary community. And this year, at the end of September, we had our annual fall picnic, which is a great time for other families to get to connect with one another. And so this year we saw a lot of more families come out and get involved. And it's just a great way to build relationships, meet other families that are part of your students' classroom. And so that was just a really great time and great to see so many families that are out there. And then 2 other quick things. One of the fundraising things that the PTA does is an annual fall barbecue. And so we just had that this past Saturday. The weather turned out to be okay for it. despite a little bit of rain. And we had a lot of families that came out to support and engage there and support our Hale Cook students. So that was just a great way to be connected. And then the other thing that we found really helpful is we do a school directory. So we have a volunteer family that's put that together. So we're getting ready to put that out. We've done it in print before. We've also done it digitally. But we know that there's so many families where it's like, hey, I know you're so-and-so's mom, but there's no like last names. There's no way to try and like connect with each other. And so that's just something that we've started to do that's volunteer. Like you can decide whether you would want to add your name, but it's just another great way for families to get to connect with one another and just build those relationships that are so helpful for our families and our kids. So.
Thank you, Sarah. That student directory is nice. It helped me and my son pick out our upcoming soccer team. So having that student directory is good because when you ask your kids for information about who they want to come to a party, they have a nickname or just a first name. So we found that very helpful. And anyone else wanting to give a testimonial?
Hi, I wanted to give a testimonial from Faxon, but the testimonial is not about Faxon. I just wanted to give Dr. Kurth and Harrison Neal a shout out because they helped me resolve an issue that I was having as a parent over at Lincoln. But I also wanted to give a shout out to Faxon for more parents going in there to complete the blueprint surveys.
Thank you. You ready for Courtney?
And
I
Ms.
have a
Carla for
testimony.
having for Courtney and Ms. Carla working together to have that survey put on paper in a paper form so parents can they were able to fill it out that way instead of having to go online. So kudos for them for helping our parents over at Faxon.
Thank you, Ms. Mack. We also have another testimonial from online. Ms. Brandt, I don't know if you are from Richardson or Woodland. She from Richardson or Woodland? Richardson, sorry. So Richardson's Head Start program celebrated fathers this month by welcoming them to a literacy training during breakfast and then going into their child's classroom to read to them. They had a great turnout. So kudos, Richardson Head Start.
And we're still going to hear for Courtney. She's going to give us an update on family engagement.
Good evening. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm Courtney Adams, Family and Community Engagement Manager. I want to take this time to recognize everyone that is here tonight. I recognize you every meeting, but I want to recognize you this month in particular because November is National Family Engagement Month. So this is where we as a district and districts around the country highlight, recognize, spotlight, thank all of the families, caregivers, community members, our staff members who work together to ensure our students have the support that they need in the classroom and at home. So thank you. If you could give it up to yourselves. If you're online, give it up for yourself at home too. We're giving it up for you. So we have 25, I think, people online. So thank you all for joining us. And thank you for what you do in support of all, not just your students, the students that you're connected with in your schools, but all the students across the district. For National Family Engagement Month, I know I'm talking fast and I'm out of breath, forgive me. For National Family Engagement Month, I am excited to announce that we will have our second year of our Building Connected Communities Award. And that is where we ask for nominations from school communities, from staff, from families to identify which schools are really going above and beyond to partner with their families. So last year, Gladstone was the winning school. They received $1,000 from the Education Foundation to hold a family engagement event. They had a carnival that was awesome. I didn't make it, but I heard it was awesome and the pictures look great last year. So we will be having that opportunity again. It will open, the application will open tomorrow. So look for it in your community newsletters and we'll continue to do promotion after that. So we want to thank the Education Foundation for providing us with that $1,000 again. Additionally, the family that submits the winning submission, the winning entry, receives $100. So that's a little incentive for you all to nominate your school teams and your school staff.
Thank you, Courtney, and thank you for the update. So next, following the agenda, we have a small update and greeting from one of our KCPS Board of Directors, Ms. Jamika Kendricks.
I feel like I'm at home when I come to DAC, although today I'm very nervous, which is very weird. Why am I nervous talking to the DAC? My name is Jamika Kendricks. I think that makes me uncomfortable being introduced as KCPS board member, although that is who I am now. I am a volunteer for KCPS and I started out in DAC. I was SAC chair of Carver Dual Language and also an officer, I don't remember which position, at Paseo at one point. I have a very short update for things that are going on with the board for you. Next week, we will do legislative priorities, but I think they would be much better if I created a slide, which I didn't do this week. What we have coming up on Monday, November 11th, we will have a conversation about the bond. Remember our 10-year capital funding plan. So we'll be talking about the possibility of a South Middle School because remember we need to open another middle school in order to house all of the sixth graders that we will have moving into middle school next year. And that will be at from 5:30 to 7 at the Plaza Library. On November 20th is when the board is expected, or the administration is expected to make their recommendation to the board for that plan, and we're expected to vote on it then. So that's November 20th. And then the next thing is we are looking for school board members. So if you are a person who is a very passionate advocate, you do not have to be somebody who knows all about school boards. You learn that once you get there. And we have school board school to help out before. But the filing deadline, the filing is opening up on December 10th, and it will be open until December 31st. For filing for school board in Kansas City, it's a little different than in other school districts in case you lived in another one. Here, if you want to run in a sub-district like I did, you have to get 250 signatures from registered voters in that sub-district and turn them into the Board of Education by December 31st or between December 10th and December 31st. If you're looking at running at large, then you need to collect 500 signatures from people who live within the school district, not necessarily in your sub-district. And those would also have to be turned in between December 10th and December 31st. The last thing is we have 3 positions that are open sub-districts. So this is our odd year. So our first, third, and fifth sub-districts are open. You can go to our website and look at a map. It gives you the boundaries so you can see where you live. You must live in the sub-district you want run in if you're running in sub-district, and you have to have those signatures. If you have any questions about that or want somebody to get out and knock on doors and get signatures for you, I'm happy to do that. And there any of the other board members would be willing. We've done it before, but you can find all of us on our website under About and then Board of Education. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jamika. You always have a wealth of knowledge for us. I really appreciate you. Okay, and next we're going to hear from Ms. Julia Wendit for our early learning officer for our kindergarten cutoff date.
Hi, good evening. Thank you. I'm Julia Went to DAC meeting. So it's just an honor to be in front of you tonight. Thank you for your commitment to our engagement and our families. And thank you to Jamika and to Courtney for organizing this. So pretty much we have a simple survey on your tables. We are asking you to engage with choosing our kindergarten cutoff date. There's 2 choices, September 1st or August 1st. So let me tell you why we're proposing this and then give you the background and then just recap. So our state of Missouri allows St. Louis and Kansas City to change the birth date from what the whole state uses, and the whole state uses August 1st. So all the pre-K funding, all the kindergartners in Missouri have to turn 5 on or before July 31st. So they'll start kindergarten at age 5, right? Currently, Kansas City and other charters can change that to August or, September or October. Currently, does anyone know what it is right now? It's September 1st. Yeah. So it's on or before August 31st. So if we have August birthdays, they may be for about 10 days before kindergarten or while they're entering kindergarten. So we're choosing if we should move it back to August 1st to match the whole state, as well as St. Louis. St. Louis uses August 1st, July 31st, or if we should keep it this September 1st, which is technically on or before August 31st. I asked the state why that we have that parameter. Is it because we're just an urban district? We're the biggest cities? And they said, actually, it's because we're a border state. So St. Louis is on the border of Illinois, and Kansas City is on the border of Kansas. And Kansas is August 31st, September 1st. So we've been matching Kansas instead of Missouri. So let me tell you more problem that it creates. About a third of our pre-K students are funded by federal funds through Head Start. And Head Start requires that they be kindergarten eligible. They can't be in pre-K if they're kindergarten eligible. So then we have to make Head Start September 1st. Are you already getting confused? So our pre-K and Head Start is September 1st, and all of our other 2/3 of pre-K, 600 kids, 1,000 kids, is August 1st. So it's pretty hard to follow. So we're proposing that we change it to August 1st, on or before July 31st, align with the whole state, and align with all pre-K, because the pre-K funds for the state have to be July 31st. So you can fill this out right here. If you want to use the QR code, I think I need to advance the slide. Let me see. Go ahead and fill it out at your table if you'd like. And there you go. You want to fill it out at the table we'll pick up your responses. You can choose August 1st or September 1st, or you're welcome to use the QR code if you're a QR code person. And if you're curious, since I just mentioned all of those sites, and while you're here and I see some little ones, I'd just like to plug our enrollment. Again, we have Head Start Pre-K at all of these light blue sites, about 500 seats at Head Start Pre-K. That's a lot. And then we have neighborhood pre-K at the following elementary schools. We also partner with Emmanuel across from Carver Dual, Operation Breakthrough down the street for 100 kids. And then we have some signature pre-K. A lot of the people in Kansas City only know about this one, Border Star. We have actually 16 pre-K sites. So if you know anyone who needs free pre-K, have them call 418 pre-K, 418 pre-K, and come and join our enrollment. So anyway, so that's what we have for you, and we just hope that you can help us choose August 1st or September 1st. Any questions? Yes.
You can just go back to the slide, yep, there we go.
Oh, great.
And could you
feel free to
could you put the QR code back up for those at home joining virtually?
Yeah, I think it's up there now. All right, any other questions? Yes. Funding? Yeah, so 1/3 of our pre-K is federally funded Head Start. So that's about 460 kids. And they can't be in pre-K anymore for their second year if they're kindergarten eligible. So then our August birthday students would only then have to move to kindergarten when all the other pre-K is state funded. So it's July 31st, August 1st. So we have two different kindergarten birth dates going on in our enrollment office. So that's part of what it says down here. Does that help answer that question? Okay, thanks. Anything else? I saw a hand over here. We're finding that the students who start kindergarten at 4 years old are often just not as developmentally ready. A lot of our staff, our data that we've received from our staff, prefer the August 1st date. I'm an August birthday, so I went to college at 17. It's just a little bit different when all your friends are in that older cohort. So it's just a decision that we hope you engage with and make the best choice for you and your family and your community. Any other questions? Okay, thank you. I'll pass it back. Thanks so much.
And there's microphones, I guess, in the ceiling. So if you guys have questions, just speak clearly. And everyone online should be able to hear you guys. And next up, we're going to hear from Ms. Jennifer Wolfsey for our school year 2025 and 26 enrollment.
Thank you, Brittany. Hi, everybody. So nice to see such an awesome DAC turnout. I also, like Ms. Kendricks, was a part of DAC, and I just said to somebody, I've never seen this large of a DAC representation. So you guys should, snap yourselves. It's pretty impressive. I looked at the list, and the number of schools represented is very impressive. So I'm Jennifer Wolfsey. I am the Family Recruitment and Retention Coordinator, and believe it or not, it is already time to think about enrollment next year, right? I'm actually, you probably can't see this unless maybe you're online looking at it, but what I wanted to show you was our enrollment by the numbers. This is something now that the district looks at every week. We are trying to grow enrollment, and I'm proud to say Kansas City Public Schools is growing enrollment. We grew about 4% year over year from last fall to this fall. So that is a good thing. This is organized, as you can tell, by feeder pattern with the signatures and some of our other offerings at the bottom. But just right now, we are sitting at 14,514 students, K through 12, except we do include the P3 and P4 in the Montessori numbers for Border Star and Holiday. So just wanted to share this with you. I won't go through it in detail, but feel free. I'll bring it back up after I'm done. If people want to bring out their phones and take a picture and ask me questions, would love to do that. Really what I want to talk to you about is next year's enrollment. So some important dates actually coming up. This Saturday, November 9th, is when the 25-26 enrollment cycle kind of opens to the general public. One shift that we're making within admissions, enrollment, communications is in the past, many of you may have noticed that when we kick off enrollment at this time, it is really focused on signature schools because that is part of the enrollment process, is doing the signature school application. However, what we're trying to shift to is thinking about all of our schools and highlighting all the schools, including the neighborhood schools, which are a choice in and of themselves and a pretty good one, you know, for location. So all enrollment begins on November 9th, but I want to make a point that when you're going to be doing, if you're looking at your signature schools, you will have access to the application to apply for a signature school starting November 9th. Some of our, as current KCPS parents, you actually had access to the priority enrollment window too. But that signature school app deadline or due date is February 14th. You want to make sure that you have your signature school application in by that date in order for you to be in the lottery that will run on February 24th for our signature schools. Now, and then March 7th would actually be the deadline that once you know if you have received a seat for one of your signature schools, then you would have till March 7th to accept that seat. Otherwise, it then goes up to the next person if there is a waiting list. But again, if you are interested in a neighborhood school for a new student, you just enroll in that. You do not have to apply. You can just enroll. And then if you're a current student, K through 12 at your neighborhood school, you also just roll to your next grade or the next grade at the next school. So an example would be, let's say you're at Central Middle, you're an 8th grader, next year you're going to go into 9th, and you're wanting to go to Central High. You are going to just roll to Central High at 9th grade. Okay, then one thing I wanted to let you know, if you didn't hear about them, we tried and tested some new information sessions this year. They took place on October 21st, or the week of October 21st. And what they were an opportunity for us to showcase everything for what you receive as a family if you attend KCPS. And we did them in two kinds of sessions. We did a pre-K and kindergarten session, and then we did a middle and high session. And we went through, we explained basically what goes on in the Kansas City boundaries as far as schools to choose from. And then we walked through academics, and we walked through arts and athletics and wraparound services. We covered security. It's pretty comprehensive. So we had a pretty decent turnout. We had 83 people register, 91 students, 30% actually showed up that registered. But the good news for you, this was the kickoff to the new enrollment cycle. We have recorded those, and they are on the KCPS YouTube channel, and they're pretty well labeled. You'll be able to see them there. So if you were not able to attend and you wanted to see, you can just go and see them yourselves. We're also going to repeat them. We learned a lot in doing them, and so we're going to repeat them again in the winter, in January. We'll have them in person, but we will also have them virtual, just for those of you that would like to watch it from the comfort of your home. And then the next part of the kickoff that's really like right upon us is this Saturday. For those of you that are maybe looking at our signature schools, they will be present at the City School Fair down at the Central Library from 10 a.m. to 1. And then we will be hosting down here in our offices an enrollment clinic from 1:30 to 3:30 to help you if you need any assistance with completing a signature school application or just an enrollment. One other thing we're trying this year is many schools already do school tours and some do shadow days, but we're trying to encourage all schools to do that. And right now, what we've implemented is a way for parents to actually go find those on the school's website. So where you would go to FLA, you would look at their calendar, and you would scroll until you see prospective school tour. And then you can click on that. It will say register for a tour, and you just click that button and put your information in, and it schedules you for that tour. Right now, it's a little dependent on me getting the information from the schools. So I have FLA, I have Paseo, and I'm working right now on Holiday. My main goal right now is to get all the signature schools scheduled so that parents that are interested in those can get those done before that February 14th deadline. Otherwise, if a school does not have the tour actually on their calendar, all you have to do is contact the school and speak to the secretary. They usually will be doing the scheduling themselves. So we're just trying to make it easier for parents to not have to go that extra step and to just be able to sign up themselves. And then the last opportunity that you'll have to get into the schools, well, not the last, there will be the school tours and shadow days, but all district-wide event is the Show Me KC Schools will be doing the city school Saturday on January 25th. And I believe it is 10 to 12, but I will double check that. And that is another opportunity as you're looking at what your schools might be for the next step, to be able to go into the schools and get a tour and speak to administrators and speak to families as well. I think, yes. Yeah. Okay, so there are two kinds of schools in Kansas City Public Schools that we run. Traditional neighborhood schools, which are bound by a neighborhood boundary usually, and they usually go, they always go in a feeder pattern where you attend this elementary that then feeds to a specific middle school and then feeds to a specific high school. If you live in the boundary, you can just enroll in a school and you are in that school. A signature school, we call them signature schools. They could be theme-based. They're leftover usually from the magnet school days. They're the themes that really resonated with parents. We have 2 Montessori schools, and those are pre-K through 6. We have 2 dual language schools. One is K through 8 and one is K through 6. We have African Centered Prep, which is K or pre-K through 8. And then we have Paseo Academy of Fine and Performing Arts, that is 7th through 12th. And then Lincoln Middle School and Lincoln High School. So middle school 6th through 8th, and then high school 9th through 12th. To get into those schools, they are not boundary bound. All you have to do is live within the KCPS boundaries, but you must apply. And in order, all of the signature schools do have requirements. I call them the ABCs. They look at attendance, they look at behavior, they look at coursework or grades. Certain schools have other requirements. So language would be that if after a certain point, you would need to be fluent in the language. Trying to think of others. At the high school level for the fine and performing arts, you must do an audition. So there are some little things, but you apply for those, which is that signature school application that I mentioned before. It will open up to the public on November 9th. And then the app is due by the date of February 14th. The lottery will run for seat allocation on February 24th. And you must accept, if you did get a seat, you need to accept it by March 7th. Did that answer the question? So that's a really good question. Montessori begins at P3 and goes through 6th grade in our system. And P3 and P4 and kindergarten do not require previous Montessori experience, but after kindergarten, so if you're trying to apply at 1st grade on, it is preferred. And so it's just mainly because of the way that things are taught, the pedagogy and the lessons build upon one another. I could bore you to tears because I had a Montessori kid, but yeah. Step over here. Sorry. Better? Yes. Okay. Yeah. So I want to make sure I understand the question right, so maybe don't leave quite yet. It makes sense, right, that in an immersion program, there would be testing necessary to ensure that that student, if you're like coming in at 3rd grade, right, into a Spanish immersion program, that you would be able to be successful. So what my understanding, if I understand your question right, is that what they do at the dual language schools is they have a test that they use to assess that student's language for, it kind of depends. If it's the, if my target language is Spanish, right? If that's my native language and I'm coming in at 3rd, they're going to assess both my language and my native tongue, and then kind of where they are with the acquisition of the other language. And they do that testing themselves at the school. Yeah. Foreign language. I need to ask the principals about that because I believe it is, I don't know, but it sounds like they give it in person, but I don't want to misspeak. So can I take that one for follow-up? I want to make sure I understand the question. You're looking for something to look at. Got it. Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, point taken. Yeah, I got you. Okay. Yeah. I would love to speak to you both after. Any other questions? Any online? Ashley? Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you, Jennifer. And now we have Nicole Collier-White for our 10-year capital funding plan.
When board member candidates that were seeking, said that there are basic. It is not that large. So, this is available, so. I like to keep it to we can do that. When it's going to be something on the how many put photos, I think yes. It's what I'm saying before. Anyone meeting before. Almost everything. So we can't do it online at this point. Or it's long time about it. I know where to find it. Oh, yeah.
Get sorted out right now.
Or middle school. Or.
Can they hear him now?
Those are our jobs. So on Mondays, answer your questions, concerns, see who is okay? But for those that are that, other boundary, and before your baby will go, when you have to manage on, that's location. We do long term about cleaning the students with the yes. I've already spent the 20th and the 8th. And that, where's going to be on November at the Plaza Library? I think there's actually flyers in that on the table. Yes, on Monday, the Plaza Library, so there's 2 flyers for that. I don't think so. I think probably they're on the next slide. And I can go grab one. You're already. We'll have to, I'll take a quick snapshot.
Next slide.
Oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Where's the last? Sorry, I tried.
When I was in school, we learned all of it. And I think that it should be added that people and also everyone speaking. School has to be so. Something I can say, I'm not sure if you on how it.
Thank you for that question. So that is not a building issue, that is a curriculum and instruction question. You have to highly educated curriculum and instruction folks in the building, so I will relate that to them to answer. Any questions on the bond before I shift and have them answer? For the building. Yeah, yeah. The whole bond is just for building renovation and construction, not for operation. Yeah, good question, good clarifier. Yes. Options, southwest, forward southwest, forward being up in the middle, and then where AC prep lower is. In our plan, we're actually projecting to move the AC prep to Page, the former Page site, so that then would be open. Yes. Okay.
Through and make sure that you don't know, we can get them about these, are they going to go for your first?
Thank you for asking that question. Yes, we did. We hired an architecture firm, DLR. So back in February, March, they actually walked every single one of our buildings with principals, with our KCPS facilities team, to look through the building to identify kind of the maintenance needs for each building, but then also the learning environment, what needs to be done in the classroom. So on the district's website, so that bond capital planning, there's something called data dashboards. Every single school in the district has a data dashboard. You can see the condition of your building. You can see the learning environment score for your building. You can see the projects and how much money you want to put into your site. So yes, we have third-party evaluators look at every single site, and that's actually how we came up thinking through the condition of all.
No, because it was audible. So the mic that she's using comes to the system. That comes to the system. We have no ceiling mics in here. This is a different space. Uh, 4357. 4357.
Always are good days. So just let us know your thoughts, talk to your fellow, family members or fellow family at your school, and just let us know your feedback so that we can make the right decision for security. Any other questions? Yes. Probably not directly related or anything, but. When you all are bringing up schools to choose from, people. And like, I'm sorry, I'm just a little frustrated with telling this false story on like, we're doing okay, or not. Our kids are in danger. In this building, yeah, they need build, their building to look good, but let's talk about the teachers and how poor they are. Let's talk about how they're passing kids to the 11th grade and they don't know how to read. We're just putting kids through, it's like, I'm sorry, I'm very frustrated with the whole process. I have a gifted student and nobody cares that she's gifted because they don't do anything with gifted students until 3rd grade. I'm having just a lot of issues with the district, and I don't think you guys address the right issues at all, which is why I'm here tonight. So what I would like to do, good news is I have our chief academic officer who's over all of our schools, all the principals reporting her. But one of my superintendents here, so you're gonna get bombarded with KCPS DAC Meeting Nov reporting and legal heard. This is a space where you should be able to advocate for yourself and your child, and it should be better in that regard. So I'll make sure that they follow up with you and you give them support the team. So thank you for being here. Do you want to address anything of the question about curriculum and what was all that makes sense for me?
Good evening, everyone. My name is LaTanya Franklin. I'm the Chief Academic Officer, and I certainly don't intend to stand here and talk for a long time, but I think I heard some of the questions, I heard a litany of different activities and things that traditionally are occurring in schools. I think I heard like a sound bee. Okay, oh, that's a different one. Okay, so let's start with the activity. So those things have never gone away. So schools should be still having those types of activities in buildings. Field trips, I'm trying to remember some of the things I've heard. Field trips should be occurring. In fact, one of the initiatives that we do have is to ensure that all of our students participate in at least 2 field trips each year. So that is our Beyond the Four Walls. You may have heard about that. But yes, schools can also have their own field trips. So those are district scheduled field trips that really are aligned to the district curriculum. And then schools should have their own field trips. So we should not have schools where students are not participating in field trips. We also share information with our schools about the spelling. I know that for a fact because I personally send it out to the schools, and our academic link gives them information about how to register students. So I know that we do have schools that are doing that. Additionally, we've also encouraged all of our schools to be a part of the National Honor Society that starts in elementary school, goes into National Junior Honor Society, and then up to National Honor Society. So we want our students to be participating in a lot of different things. Now, in order for that to happen, I'm not going to say that that just naturally happens. Teachers really have to support that. A lot of times they have to be the ones responsible for supervising or sponsoring various groups. So it is an additional ask on staff. So sometimes, depending on the school, you may have more staff who are able to do that, like student council, just a litany of different things that are generally standard activities in school. And so I can't say that every school has staff members who can or who are willing to do all of those things, but we should have some of those activities occurring across all of our school sites. And then I want to touch on the cursive. So cursive writing used to be required as a part of just standard curriculum. And that was taken out of the standards several years ago. So it wasn't necessarily required for schools, for districts to teach cursive. In fact, I think I was a principal when that went away. And I remember my teachers, my third grade teachers, being really upset about it because traditionally that's what they had always taught and it had been taken out of the curriculum. So that's why you don't see kids. I mean, it's not just here. In general, a lot of kids have not been taught how to teach cursive writing. I do know that some of our teachers are still teaching that because if they taught that previously, they just feel like it's something that students should be able to do. But again, it has been taken out of the curriculum. And so that's why we don't see cursive writing as much as we used to. But, you know, I'm kind of old school too. I did allow my teachers to teach it. They asked if they could, and I said, absolutely. I'm not going to hurt their kids to learn how to write in cursive. And so we do have some students who are learning how to write in cursive, but that's why it's not mandatory. It's no longer required.
But who says that? Who voted that? Like, why is that a thing?
That was the state. So here in Missouri, but of course it's beyond Missouri, but I'm just speaking about Missouri standards. So we use the Missouri Learning Standards, and it used to be a part of the standards, and it's no longer included as a required standard for students. And again, that happened many years ago. But we do get a few questions about it because for those of us that learn how to write in cursive, for those of us that obviously we sign documents, we know how to write a signature. I mean, we do wonder, like, okay, kids don't know how to write in cursive. So, but I did want to explain a little bit about what happened because you will find that a lot of students are not being taught how to write in cursive. So that was why that change occurred. Well, I'm just letting you know where it came from. You know, we follow the Missouri Learning Standards. And again, it's not that teachers can't. So I don't want to make it sound like they can't. It's just not a part of the learning standards anymore. They haven't prioritized cursive writing. But yeah, I don't want to take up too much of the time. You know, sometimes I never plan to start. You guys want me to? We have one more question. Okay.
But then like,
Okay. Ma'am, as a parent, I started my advocacy through a school that when I came had issues. And I feel like it would benefit from like with us going down to the Jefferson City Advocacy Day. Because like it happens in January, Jamaica, I'm sure that people have heard it too. And that's a good way to make sure your voice is heard there, talking to the people who are making the decisions about our school when we're like the middleman. You'll be great for that. And we got one more question online and then we have to pivot to the next thing.
It's kind of like, the question in the chat that was asked is kind of going to this answer, but the question was asked, who is it that's creating Missouri Learning Standards?
Well, that's a good question too. So that comes from the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education. So all states have their own learning standards. A lot of the standards are similar. So you have like Kansas has their learning standards, other states. So we have Missouri learning standards. They give us the guidelines. These are the standards for the priorities, if you will, of things that we should be teaching across all of our grade levels. So if you go to the DESE website, click on curriculum, you will see all of the standards for all grade levels, pre-K included. And so as a district, we follow the Missouri Learning Standards. And we are required to do that. And so when we are looking for curriculum and things like that, we do Want to make sure that our curriculum is aligned to standards. Our curriculum coordinators to build out the curriculum, they are using the Missouri Learning Standards to guide that. So we have to make sure that we're doing that. We report that to the state, and so we want to make sure that we're in compliance. You tell me when to stop. Okay. All right.
Yeah, that's a. So I really like that this discussion is going on, and that's actually what the DAC is meant for. It's meant for us to collaborate and get to know people who can help us put our voices out there for our students. Those of you that still have questions, like write them down. She's going to be here for the rest of the night, and still get with me as well, because I want to be a point of contact to help you follow up on these things. So, as well as like the education, and even like when we had the SPED conversation, our last meeting. So up next, we have our DAC committee announcements. One committee that we started last year was our school tours. So this one was near and dear to me because, like, as one of the parents were saying, sometimes you hear a lot for the signature schools, but our neighborhood schools have a lot going on. It can be good and it can be bad. So this is a way that we can see, like, as parents, as community members, so we have a lot of community members come in and come see these schools, see the kids in motion, see the face liaisons, and actually hear from the principals as well. So a school that we want to visit next is Wheatley. So once we have that down, we'll send out a DAC email. If you're not on the DAC email list, please sign the sign-in sheet so we can get you on that, so you can know like when we're having these tours. So you can go to your school, see what's happening there, and see what's happening on the other side of the town. So we connect, get on the same page, and advocate for the students better. Yeah, for everyone. It could be like the PTOs, PTA, SACs, the students, anyone who's available, come to the tours, or even join. Because it's usually, since I started it last year, I was just emailing. But if you want, we really want people to join the committee so we can make these tours happen and have them run effectively as well. And for the next committee that's near and dear to us as well. Sorry. It seems like we just naturally flowed into our DAC engagement session, so I'm just going to hop over there. So this committee that I'm going to bring my co-chair up here to talk about is something that's very passionate about the new DAC boards. We noticed a lot of our schools were being left out in conversations. So we developed the Elevating Equity Committee, and I'm going to have Ashley Johnson speak a little bit more about it. Thank you, Brittany.
All righty. Peace and blessings, everyone. My name is Ashley, she, they, and I am your current year's vice chair. Seeing all of our engagements, all the community feedback, we decided to go ahead and establish a new committee. And we named this called the Elevating Equity Committee. It's a dedicated team of parents and community members engaging with our Title I schools and supporting schools that's in need. And kind of before I go to that, but what that kind of means is what we're looking for are the schools that have flowing parent organizations, really flourishing parent organization. We would like for them to kind of reach out to us. If you have some time to share it to your other schools, because there's a lot of schools who don't have established parent organizations. One thing we say, time is a luxury, time is a privilege. we have a lot of working parents in our district. And if you a parent that has been blessed with that privilege of time, reach over to us at our Elevating Equity Committee, and we would love to place you at schools, you know, give your service to help them establish their parent organization. And we in this committee, we want to offer community-driven support. We're bringing together passionate parent and community advocates with free time to actively engage with their schools other than their own. We want to focus on equity, providing extra attention and resources to our Title I schools and our students. And we want to build stronger connections, creating partnership that bridges schools, family, and community resources. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to any one of us after the meeting, or also you can hit us up at our email.
Ashley, can you check and see if we have some questions online about that? Yes. She's coming right over with a microphone so everyone online can hear. Here, one thing. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. That's why we're here for.
Are you all lacking people for these things? Or is that what I'm hearing? Like you need people to come and do these things?
Yeah, so we usually have the DAC has different communities, and these communities seek to. Usually we have sports, but this year we're really trying to hone down on school. So we are looking for people for this. For example, like I came from a school that didn't have a parent organization at all. And I know there's other schools like they have like probably like 3 parents there, but they're probably lost on where to start, don't know where to go. And when my school closed, I'm now in a school with a flourishing PTO. And I know there's other schools like that that have that knowledge and information on how to build and keep these strong organizations going. And we'd like for people who have that free time to go to a school that's different to yours. Go to King, go to Garcia, go to Faxton, go to any other school in the KCPS district, see how they're working. If there's a school that doesn't have, because we do have schools that don't have a PTO or like a SAC, work with the parents that's there, because I know at least there's going to be a few there that want to have an organization, but they're kind of just lost on where to start. So that's what this committee is aiming to do.
So with that, the question is, have you thought of some kind of recruitment process, like as if it's high school students, they are required to do volunteer hours. So if there's like some kind of directory of, hey, these are places that you can come and do your hours, days, coordinate specifically. I don't know, I'm just throwing stuff out here, guys. So
no, you're fine.
Has that been done, or somebody has like tried anything like that? Or even working with small businesses?
Reach out to me after the meeting.
And we have a few ideas, but we just have 2 people, so we want a little bit more feedback like you're getting. So those are the 2 committees that we really want to focus on. I know those of you who have been in the DAC for years. There's about 5 or 6 committees like communication, sports. Those are all good, but we really want to nail down the ones that aim to help bring more parents into the district and also bridge that disconnect and that distrust that we have too.
Hello?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so speaking about distrust, when it comes to Kansas City Public School District and kids being bullied, how do you guys do mediations with the parent, or if a parent has been complaining about kids IEP dropping, how do you guys handle that when kids are dealing with trauma on a regular basis? Like, what's the trauma system set up for, like, with that? I don't know if I'm properly saying it right, but I'm just asking because bullying is serious, and I'm hearing all of these ideas that you guys have, but I'm wanting to know, like, how do you say that kid that's been bullied, so now they're losing interest in learning? Okay.
I know a feature, we don't work for the district. We're a group of parents, but we know that the district does have the Let's Talk. And I know they would like people to reach out to parents, but if there's someone from the district who wants to answer that, okay, thank you, Nicole, directly.
Not just you. Yes, it's the mic.
It's the mic.
So yes, we do have, and I forgot who asked, were you asking the question? I apologize. So we do actually have a department that is for student support services that does address a lot of the bullying, does restorative justice, does training, all of that stuff. We also have a special education department that works with students with their IEPs. We have site coordinators that work with that. So if you have a specific instance where there's something not being addressed in your personal case or in your building, let us know so that we can actually address it, figure out what's going on in your building, do an investigation. For those in the room and online, if you cannot get a hold of someone from KCPS or you haven't shared that with your principal, you don't feel comfortable, the Let's Talk feature is online. So you can kind of not anonymously, but you can post on there your situation. We will reach back out to you within 24, 48 hours to address it. But yes, there are people here that can support you and address all of those bullying issues in your students' classroom, specifically these lovely people here.
There also is very specific legislation and things that we have to follow around bullying. And so there's investigations that your school will do, and there is a bullying coordinator at each school that does those investigations and works through various plans. So if there's a specific problem at your school, then first thing to do would be to reach out to the principal so that they can start that investigation process and get you connected with whomever it is that is in their building that is handling that and making sure that we're following through, because there may need to be a plan developed for both students involved or multiple students or whatever that might look like. Well, we might. It just kind of depends. Yeah.
Well, give us your name and number after, and let's figure out who told you that and find a way that we can do some proper mediation for you.
Yes, give your information to them so we can follow up on this. One more in the back. Okay.
Hello, my name is Kayu Hara, and I'm a teacher at East High School. And I came here specifically today because kind of like addressing this, what we were just talking about. My school does not have a school clinician still. And so we are deep into the school year. We do have our guidance counselors who are very helpful to our students. But we're a school, and if you look at the enrollment of like 1,100 students enrolled, and we do not have a school clinician to help our students with the daily traumas that they experience. Like just today, I used the child abuse hotline. Today, I made a phone call to a parent and learned that a lot of things are going on. And the best I can do is talk to these students, talk to these parents, and talk to the guidance counselors. But the guidance counselors are also very busy, dealing with the constant enrollment of students. Like they have job priorities that obviously include like the well-being of our children, but also just like making sure the school is functioning. And so it's just baffling to me that there has not, and I'm sure people are looking, but like, how do we not have a clinician in our building yet? East High School. Is this a common issue?
And partner, thank you, I'm sorry, to come and like partner with the school or partner with a school district. And I'm only speaking that from experience. I'm a school counselor in KCK, but my child attends KCMO. It is citywide to find a mental health clinician to come and work in a school building, and to find the partnerships as well. But I mean, I can say, just knowing this, many of the school counselors that still work in KCMO, they should at least have a referral list of where families could go to receive some immediate mental health support. And if they don't, I mean, that is probably something that the person who is over school counselors in the district, they should know of that, so that can hopefully help.
I hate to do this and ask someone who's here in her parent capacity to put on her KCPS hat. We do happen to have Miss Alicia Smith. She's our manager of behavioral health, so she oversees the team of school-based clinicians. Hi, everyone. Again, my name is Alicia Smith, and I am the manager of behavioral health. I was here tonight in my parent role, and I was trying to stay in that, but I see that there are a number of questions and questions. So to first answer the question, ma'am, regarding the parent mediations and our capacity to assist with trauma. Yes, we have trauma-informed, trauma-sensitive school clinicians that are in place in a lot of our schools. And as a result of that, we handle tier 3 interventions or tier 3 support. If there is a situation that is happening inside the school with the students, we have restorative justice coordinators that are allowed to complete those mediations or able to assist students in conflict. Oh, okay, gotcha. Sorry, can you hear me now better?
Yes.
Gotcha, sorry. We have restorative justice coordinators that are in place in schools that can assist with conflict mediations among students. If there are situations that escalate that kind of get family and parents involved, we do have the capacity to assist with those mediations. Reach out to your principal, or I will share my contact information and we can make sure you get connected with the people that can facilitate those mediations. However, we partner with organizations to complete that because for various different reasons. However, there are, again, ways to do that. We can make sure that we get something in place. We just need to learn or have more information about that. Regarding East and other schools that do not have clinicians, yes, we have 9 schools right now that do not have clinicians. As another lady stated, staffing is an issue, right? There are a number of reasons and a number of things that influence that. However, we have the clinicians that we do have, we're doing our best to support the schools the way that we can. We, as a district, have what is called a multi-tier support system. So that means that within buildings, we have counselors, we have clinicians, we have restorative justice coordinators, we have dean of cultures. And so it is a team approach. We try to divide and conquer as much as we can to support the needs of the students in the buildings as much as we can. We can only do what we can though, right? And so I also want to say that within that, a restorative justice building, a restorative justice or a trauma-informed culture and climate is not just the responsibility of the clinicians. That's the responsibility of the entire school, right? Like, so again, we're going to support in any way that we can. If you have specific situations, I think we've been providing support to East the best way that we can. But like I said, we have to be informed of those situations. So if you have specific situations that you need support with, definitely reach out to us and let us know. But to answer that question, yes, this is a staffing issue, right? And we're doing the best that we can to fill the roles that we have so that we can make sure that everyone is supported the way they need to be supported.
Okay, thank you. We have one question here. She's next. You sure? You've been waiting. Okay. Okay, cool.
Someone did ask about a resource guide from the district. If you look in your student code of conduct, pages 7 through 11, every single year, you're going to see a parent resource guide. So it'll have food pantries, it'll have hotlines, just a variety of social, emotional supports and civic supports for our family. So if you need some resources or places to go, that's in your student code of conduct, pages 7, 11. It's on the website. You can also get a card copy. It's in multiple languages. So that resource is there. And we do also do Hazel Health. So that is I'll let you do Hazel Health.
So it's a number of different things or different ways that we support. As Nicole Collier-White just mentioned, we have Hazel Health, which is a partnership that we have with the organization that provides mental health to our students. They also do the physical health. Hopefully you have received information about that. If you again want to connect or provide that service to a student, you as a parent can make that referral yourself. You also can reach out to individuals. Each building has initiators and referrers that can make that connection for your student as well. I see questions, but
I'll get them. I'll get the mic
so that you can.
Shantae coming as fast as she can.
Real quick, I just wanted to quickly respond to some of the staffing concerns expressed around school clinicians. And I heard you say that we have 9 of those, and I just want to thank everybody here for coming and providing that input. I'm helping out in HR, providing some additional support there right now. And so I appreciate that feedback. I'll take that back to our staffing team and we'll look more closely at that and see what we can do. I know we have a number of different staffing concerns, but now I hear you saying that that needs to be a priority. So we'll relook at that. So I appreciate that feedback. Thank you.
I was gonna pause for that hand clap because it's worth it. About the support and the open positions, are you guys interested or willing to work with colleges for students who are learning to become counselors? Or is it only, we only have a place for like full-time, true clinicians?
So yes, that is something that has been explored, but I want to differentiate between, we have school counselors and we have clinicians, right? So that is two different roles that has two different criterias. I would say that in order for us to employ a clinician, what we are looking for is licensed mental health professionals with that expertise, so that we're looking at individuals who, one, has a degree as well as the license specifically in either professional counseling or a social worker or a degree, likely of. And so it just depends, but we have explored that. That is an option. That's something we're still willing to look into. I'm sorry. Okay.
As far as budget for the staff's salary, because I mean, since there's a staff issue, who handles that? Is that the one who was just speaking, or is that for the meeting in Jeff City? Who determines?
HR determines salary, but the salary is not the issue. It's getting individuals in the door.
Teachers are a big part of community, and they take on a lot of responsibility. Their mom, their counselor, they have a lot of different hats, and the pay for them just sucks. And a lot of teachers don't want to be teachers, and they're completely checked out. So that's why I'm asking, who do I talk to about their pay? Jeff's okay, perfect.
They've shared this at some of the, not the bond meetings, sorry, oh my gosh. Yeah, the board meetings and some of the other one, the building, the blueprint, that we do have a pretty competitive, salaries for KCPS staff in comparison to our surrounding districts. So it definitely is a need, like, I 100% agree. It has to continue to grow, but I do know, like, when it comes to staffing, they have continued to raise those wages above even what some of our surrounding districts have to stay competitive in getting quality teachers and educators. I think if there are like open positions that we know of, maybe that can be shared with different community members for us to advocate for those roles as well and continue to share about that. I don't know if that could be helpful, but I'm sure there would be lots of people that would spread the word.
That's a very good comment and question. As it relates to open positions, how many of you all, by a show of hands, are familiar with the Kansas City Public Schools website? Okay, so if you go to Kansas City Public Schools website, and it's been a while since I've done this, but on there's a link for human resources or a link for jobs or careers. If you look for that, it's really too many jobs for us to share out in an email or anything like that. And also, to the young lady's comment in the front, she asked about school counselors compared to school clinicians. Very different roles, right? We need teachers in various roles. We need custodians, janitors, cooks, cashiers. I mean, there are a lot of different roles that people from all various, educational backgrounds and experiences could fill. There is literally something for everybody on the KCPS Jobs website. And we want to have you here. We want to have people who are part of this family, this KCPS family, people who are part of this KCPS community to come and join the team and help serve our students, right, and our families. You all are the best representatives of this district, right? Give yourselves a hand. If you go take a look at that website and see a job or role that you think you qualify for, you think you know someone who might qualify for, then you're our best recruiters, far better than me. I'm not just here for the pizza. I'm pretty good at a few things, but you're a better recruiter than me. So refer your friends and family members to that website so we can help them get linked in and fill some of these holes that you all are pointing out to us. Is that fair? And then if you have any specific questions, feel free to contact us and we'll try to answer it beyond that. You want? Sure.
And then after the meeting too, I will personally connect with you and get your information to make sure like every question you had is answered and not dodged. Because I know sometimes diving into the system sometimes is, get tricky. But I personally at the end of the meeting want to connect with you. And I have one more question.
Okay. I was just curious who we talked to, because like coming to a couple of these, is there ever a chance to have the people that do food at our school come and talk to us here at these meetings, like the nutrition specialist? Yeah, we would really, I'd love to do that. I don't know if there's anyone here.
Yeah, we have our next meeting in January and we can connect and probably get someone in here. Yeah.
That's perfect.
Shantae has a question.
And 13.
Hold it up a little bit further for us.
That, hold on, look. Okay, there we go. Had to turn it a little. And my concern is, I did childcare for 13 years and it's not the same. It's to the point to where I don't even want to be a teacher no more. And that's sad because I love working with kids. It's just the steps that you got to go through, the communication, everything. It's like nobody communicates. It's irritating as a teacher when you don't feel like you even got that support. And some teachers got support at certain schools, some schools don't. But at the same time, the low end schools, we always at the back end. Just like my daughter go to Banneker. Everything needs to be done at that school. And they need help everywhere, staff, everything. The principal even asked me, do you want to be a teacher? I thought about it. I don't know. I want to, and I want to help, but at the same time, is it going to help? I don't want to put my effort into something that's still going to be the same. I feel like my daughter, just like the bullying, I feel bad as a parent. I can't even help my daughter and she's getting bullied. She got bullied her first grade year. She's in third grade. She got bullied a little bit at the beginning, but I see her teacher don't play now. So she nipped it in the butt. But at the same time, it's still no communication. And that hurts me as a mandator and as a parent. And I'm literally, I look out for everybody's kids. And that's just me, period. But when you don't have that support as a parent and as a teacher, and you're coming to that school, letting them know what's going on, and it's like, okay, we'll do something, but that's all you hear. Nothing else.
Can you expand on that and tell me when you're not getting communication, is that from your principal? Is that when you've complained to central office, no one is doing anything? Like is it all of the above?
All the above.
Okay.
First grade year, I even came down, let somebody know. I even called, people gave me numbers. It was like no communication. My daughter, I was nervous for her to even go to school second grade year. I'm scared she's going to get bullied. She's scared to even do certain things in school. And it's to a point to where even the teacher even told me they don't, what is that? Some teachers don't teach kids to count on their hand. So it's like, I still count on my hand as a grown up, so it's like, how are we teaching our kids? And what kind of teachers are we having?
Dr. Franklin, another individual we want to follow up with after this, because we want to make sure you're not only getting support at your building level, but also district level. So thank you for that honesty.
And this year, we really appreciate, this is how this year's DAC board wants our conversations to go, is everyone coming and we're having collaborative conversation that first it's not just talk. And we hope at the end that everyone gets their question answered by us or someone in the building. But with that being said, we're running a little bit over time. It's 7:30 now. So everyone who has a problem, a question, or concern, I really want to get their information, your guys' information, so I can thoroughly follow up with you and direct you to the correct resource that you need. But I'm going to turn it over to Courtney so she can give us some important dates and updates that needs to be heard before the meeting comes to conclusion.
Thank you. Thank you for all your questions. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your advocacy. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your participation and involvement tonight. Two things, if you have the kindergarten date survey, can you hold it up and somebody will come and pick it up? Julia, somebody will come and pick it up. Aisha, can you guys grab some of these surveys? If you've completed your survey, please hold it up. Thank you so much for completing it. Also, I would like to share that we are working on a parent university family night. So if you came to curriculum nights last year, we're going to do something relatively similar, but with all hands-on engaging activities for ages K through 12. We want you to come with your students. We'll have a track and activities for elementary, and then a track and activities for our secondary students, our 6 through 12. 6 through 8 will be focused on high school readiness and preparedness, and 9 through 12 will be focused on college and career readiness. K through 5 will be focused on literacy, math, science, and there's another one that I'm missing, but stay tuned for those details. We hope to see you there. Brittany? Oh, no, Nicole mentioned it. Yes, but Nicole did mention, in case you didn't hear her, there are 4 open board positions, and that 4th one is the at-large position. Yes. They should be paid because they work hard. Brittany, do you want me to close out? Thank you all for coming. If you were online, thank you, thank you, thank you. If you were a DAC delegate, please don't forget to put your name and school in the in the chat. If you didn't sign in here, please do sign in, grab some handouts, be safe going home. I will ask you one more thing for people that are here in person. If you are in this parking lot, please exit on this door. If you are in the front, you will go with this lovely security officer here. She will escort you to the front. Thank you. Good night.